The damage from the atmospheric river in the Pacific Northwest, it's widespread. Take a look at this. The flooding was so severe in some cases, it reached the roofs of homes. You see officials having to rappel down to see if they can rescue people. CBS News national weather correspondent Rob Marciano is here with the overview. This is some serious stuff, Rob. When might folks get some relief?
Well, the rain is about to end. Boy, you see those pictures, it just makes you think of Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Harvey, not a winter rainstorm, but this has been the case for the past 5 days. I want to show you this bit of imagery. The last 5 days, the radar has just been relentless. This atmospheric river just pointing right at Seattle, the Olympics, the Cascades. And these numbers, this is rainfall, not snowfall. So 14 to 19 inches of rainfall. And in Seattle proper, that wasn't even enough to get them to normal. So it's been a dry year, but all this rain at one time has let these rivers come up. The Snohomish River at record stage today. It should begin to drop as we go through the weekend. And the Skagit River at record stage, hopefully beginning to drop. But let's get down to the ground where we have Carter Evans down there standing in the water. My goodness, Carter. At least the rain has stopped, but the river is still very, very high, aren't they?
The rain has stopped. The river is still very, very high. But in the last few hours that I've been out here, this river has crested, and it is actually starting to recede just a little bit. But don't get me wrong, it's got a very long way to go to recede, and I think that that's going to be the case for a lot of these rivers around here. Yesterday, we saw these rooftop rescues. I mean, this was just an incredible sight to see. I went to a mobile home park that was pretty much inundated with water. We met families that lost all of their belongings and were trying to figure out what to do next. Well, they won't be able to get back into their homes maybe for a couple of days now because it's going to take a little while for this water to recede back below flood stage.
I saw some of your interviews with those families. That one family with a 7-year-old girl in tears. I mean, just the emotional wreckage that these floods can do. Did they tell you what their plan is going forward? It's so hard to even conceive.
This was such a difficult time for a very good family that was going through a lot right now. This is a 7-year-old girl. She returned home to find her only home underwater. The fact is that they had moved to this mobile park a couple of months ago because her mom has cancer and they needed to be able to pay for the treatments. They needed to be able to reduce their rent to have some extra money. They moved there a couple of months ago. And now it's all gone. It's completely underwater.
You know, a lot of these areas where the rent is lower, that's where they're flood prone, and these kind of heartbreaking stories can come about. What is some of the officials saying there as far as rescues ongoing this morning? Have they seen that begin to pare back, or is it still kind of a chaotic situation?
You know, as far as the rescues go, I have not heard any word of any ongoing rescues this morning. I will say there are a lot of authorities around here where I am in Mount Vernon trying to keep people away from the water's edge. You know, they built a significant barrier around here because it's flooded before, and it actually goes around the part of downtown that is actually in a basin. And the good news is that barrier works. So at least here, no rescues this morning.
That barrier is relatively new and something like you'd see, down in Tampa Bay or New Orleans. That area is susceptible. I'm glad to know that has held, and I'm hoping that you guys can be dry some before the next atmospheric river comes in on Monday. All right, thanks for your great reporting, Carter. Always good to have you, and our thoughts are, of course, out to the folks there in the Pacific Northwest. Let us get back to where we think that some of that moisture is going. Some of it's actually getting trailed off and caught up the backside of this colder air that's been infiltrating much of the Midwest. So this jet stream bringing down, we had a little pulse of snow, Lexington, Louisville, now getting over Appalachia, and then another one going to come up here through Rapid City. That will drop down over the weekend, and that will then bring in more in the way of cold air. So it's coming up in about 20, 30 minutes. We'll talk more about how much snow is coming and the cold air that's coming and how bad it's going to get this weekend.
It's going to hit a lot of folks very soon. We'll stay close to get the scoop from you, Rob.